is Enhance Your English podcast, where real conversations build real confidence. Let's make English easy.
Hey, welcome back to Enhance Your English.
I'm Emma.
And I'm James, and today is a special one.
It really is because we are talking about travel, specifically travel disasters.
The kind of stories you spend years trying to forget, but then end up telling at every dinner party for the rest of your life.
Exactly. Today's episode is funny, it's real, it's full of natural English. And honestly, it might make you feel a lot better about your own travel experiences.
Grab your coffee, grab a cold drink, get comfortable. This is Enhance Your English, where you learn real natural English through real-life conversations. Let's go.
Okay, James, before we get into the disaster stories, and trust me, we have many, let me ask you something. Do you love traveling?
I absolutely love the idea of traveling. The actual process of traveling, that is a completely different story.
Oh, wow. Say more.
Okay, so I love being somewhere new. I love exploring a new city, trying new food, getting lost in interesting places. But the journey, the airports, the delays, the luggage, the hotels that look nothing like the photos online,
Oh, the photos online don't even get me started.
it's like they take the photos with a magical camera that adds 3 extra rooms and removes all the noise from the street outside.
And suddenly, the cozy studio that looked charming in the pictures is actually the size of a wardrobe with a window that opens directly onto a brick wall.
A brick wall with a pigeon on it who stares at you, judgmentally.
The judgmental pigeon. Okay, so we've both had our share of travel disasters, and today we're sharing them because one, they're funny in hindsight, and two, there is so much natural English in travel situations that our listeners can learn from.
Real English, the kind you actually need when something goes wrong at 2 a.m. in a foreign country and you're trying to explain your situation to someone who may or may not understand you.
Been there.
We've all been there. Okay, who goes first?
Ladies first, obviously.
Obviously. Go ahead.
Okay, so this happened a few years ago. I was traveling solo, just me, my backpack, and way too much confidence, to a city I'd never been to before.
Ooh, solo travel. Brave.
Very brave, or very foolish, possibly both. Anyway, I had booked a hotel online, lovely reviews, great photos, reasonable price. I was very pleased with myself.
I already sense where this is going.
So I land, I take a taxi, I give the driver the address, and he drives me to this building. And I look at it and I think, this doesn't look like the photos at all.
Red flag number 1.
Huge red flag. But I think, okay, maybe it looks different from the outside. I go in. There is a man at the reception desk who looks genuinely surprised to see me, like confused, like I've walked into his living room by accident.
That's not a great sign.
Not great at all. So I say very confidently, "Hi, I have a reservation. My name is Emma." And he looks at me, looks at his computer, looks back at me, and says, and I quote, "No."
Just no?
Just no. That's it. One word, no explanation, just no.
Incredible.
So I say, sorry, no as in no reservation, or no as in the hotel is full. And he says, still very calm, very unbothered, no hotel. This is apartment building. What? I had booked a room in what I thought was a hotel, but it was just someone's apartment building. Someone had listed a room, a single room in their apartment, as a hotel online.
That is absolutely wild. So where did you end up sleeping?
Well, here's where it gets worse, because by this point, it's almost 10 p.m., I don't know the city, my phone battery is at 11%, and I am standing on a random street with my backpack looking like a very lost tourist.
11%. That is the most stressful number.
the most terrifying number in the world. So I frantically, and I mean frantically, start searching for another place to stay, and the only thing available at that price in that area is a hostel.
Okay, hostels can be fun though.
James, I was in a room with 7 other people. One of them was playing a ukulele at midnight.
No.
Softly, to himself, just gently strumming away in the dark.
That is a very specific kind of nightmare.
It truly was. But you know what? I survived, and I laughed about it the next morning over the most expensive coffee I've ever bought because I deserved it.
You absolutely deserve that coffee. That is a genuinely incredible story.
Thank you. Your turn.
Wait, before my story, vocabulary corner, because Emma's story was full of great English. Let's pull out some key words and phrases.
Yes, great idea. Okay, first one. I said I was traveling solo. S-O-L-O. This means alone, by yourself. I went solo or solo travel or I did it solo. It's a very natural way to say you did something alone. You can use it outside of travel too. I finished the project solo. I ate the whole pizza solo, which I have done.
Relatable. Next, in hindsight. I used this in the intro. In hindsight means looking back at something from the past and understanding it better now than you did at the time. In hindsight, booking that apartment was a mistake. In hindsight, I should have checked the reviews more carefully. Very useful phrase for storytelling.
Next, red flag. We use this all the time in everyday English. A red flag is a warning sign, something that tells you something might be wrong. When the building looked nothing like the photos, that was a red flag. In relationships, in travel, in business, if something feels off, you say that's a red flag.
Such a useful phrase. Next one, frantically. F-R-A-N-T-I-C-A-L-L-Y. This is an adverb. It means doing something in a very hurried, stressed, almost panicked way. I was frantically searching for a hotel. She was frantically looking for her passport. You can almost feel the panic in that word.
And last for this round, unbothered. This is a really natural, casual word. If someone is unbothered, they are completely calm and not worried or affected by something. In my story, the man at the reception was totally unbothered by my confusion, like it happened every day. Maybe it did, who knows?
Poor man, probably used to confused tourists showing up at his apartment building. Okay, those are great words. Now, my story. And I promise mine involves an actual hotel.
High bar, James. High bar.
Okay, so this story is about language barriers, which for our listeners who are learning English is something very real and very relatable. And I want to say up front, language barriers are not embarrassing. They are just part of travel, and sometimes they are absolutely hilarious.
I love that framing. Go on.
So, a few years ago, I was traveling in a country where I did not speak the local language at all, not a single word. I was very confidently, too confidently, relying on the fact that most people speak a bit of English.
The classic tourist assumption.
The classic mistake, yes. So, I arrive at my hotel, a real hotel this time, Emma.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I arrive, I check in, everything is fine. But then I'm hungry and I want to order room service. So I call the front desk and I say, very slowly and clearly, because I think that helps, "Hello, I would like to order some food, please."
And what happened?
The person on the other end of the phone said something in their language. I don't know what. I have no idea. So I say again, slower this time, "Food. I want food." Like I'm a toddler.
Oh no.
And they say something again, still in their language, and there's a pause, a very long pause. And then, this is my favorite part, they just hang up.
They hung up on you?
Completely. Just click, gone. And I'm sitting there with the phone in my hand thinking, did that just happen?
What did you do?
So I decide, okay, I'll go downstairs and figure it out in person. I go to the restaurant in the hotel, I sit down, the waiter comes over and gives me the menu. and I look at this menu, and every single thing on it is in a language I cannot read. Not even close.
Oh, that is a stressful moment. I know that moment.
So I do what any reasonable person would do. I point to a random item on the menu, completely random. I have no idea what it is, and I smile and nod like I know exactly what I'm doing.
The classic point and pray technique.
Exactly. Point and pray. And about 15 minutes later, the waiter comes back with a dish. And I look at it and I think, okay, I don't know what this is. I cannot identify any of the ingredients, but I am hungry and I am committed to this now.
And?
And it was honestly one of the best things I've ever eaten in my life. I have no idea what it was. To this day, I could not tell you, but it was incredible.
So the moral of the story is sometimes the language barrier leads to a happy accident?
Sometimes the language barrier leads to the best meal of your life. Yes, that is my conclusion.
I love that. But okay, let's talk about the moments when language barriers are not a happy accident, because it can get really stressful.
Oh, absolutely. The food situation worked out, but there was another moment on that same trip where I needed to ask for directions, and that was a completely different story.
Tell us.
So I'm trying to find a museum, and I stop someone on the street and I say, with my best attempt at a local phrase I'd learned from the internet the night before, what I thought meant, "Excuse me, where is the museum?"
Oh no, what did it actually mean?
Based on the reaction of the person I asked, and I mean the immediate, wide-eyed, step backwards reaction, I think it meant something quite different.
James!
I don't know what I said. I never found out. But the museum, I found it eventually on my own by walking around for 45 minutes.
That is a public service announcement for everyone. Please double check your translation apps before speaking to strangers.
Please learn from my mistakes. All right, time for everyone's favorite moment, the calm word tour. Emma, take it away.
Let's slow down for just a moment. Travel, even when it goes wrong, gives us some of the most beautiful moments and words in the English language. I want to share 3 with you today. The first word is wander. W-A-N-D-E-R. To wander means to walk slowly with no particular destination, just moving, exploring, following your curiosity. I wandered through the old streets of the city. We wandered along the coastline all afternoon. There's something so free and beautiful about that word. Wander. It sounds like what it means: unhurried, open, free. The second word, serendipity. S-E-R-E-N-D-I-P-I-T-Y. This is one of the most loved words in English. Serendipity means a happy and unexpected discovery, finding something wonderful without looking for it. Like James finding that incredible meal by pointing randomly at a menu. That was serendipity. When travel goes wrong and leads to something unexpectedly beautiful, that is serendipity. And finally, breathtaking. When something is breathtaking, it is so beautiful or so surprising that it literally takes your breath away for a moment. A view from a mountain, a sunset over the ocean, a city lit up at night. The view was absolutely breathtaking. We use this word for moments that feel almost too beautiful to believe. Breathtaking.
Every time you do that segment, I want to just sit quietly for a moment after.
That's the whole point, James.
Mission accomplished. Okay, but now I want to talk about something really practical because our listeners are learning English, and travel is one of the most common situations where you actually need to use English. So let's talk about real phrases, the kind you genuinely need when things go wrong.
Yes, this is so important because knowing vocabulary in a classroom is one thing, but standing at a hotel reception at midnight trying to explain that your room is wrong, that is a different skill entirely.
Completely different. So let's help people with that.
Okay, this section is pure gold for travelers. We're going to teach you real English phrases that you can actually use when your travel plans fall apart. James, let's do this together.
Let's go. First phrase, I have a reservation. This sounds simple, but it's the foundation. When you arrive anywhere, hotel, restaurant, anywhere, and you've booked in advance, you say, I have a reservation under the name and then your name. Not I book room, not I have book. I have a reservation. That's the natural way.
Next, there seems to be a problem with my booking. This is polite and professional, not aggressive, not panicked, just calm and clear. There seems to be a problem with my booking. Could you help me sort it out? The phrase sort it out means to fix or resolve a problem. Very British, very natural.
Next one, this isn't what I expected. Or, stronger, this is not what I booked. These are useful phrases when your hotel room, your seat, your meal, anything is different from what you were promised. You're not being rude, you're just stating a fact clearly.
Could you please speak more slowly? This one is especially important for our listeners. If someone is speaking too fast and you can't follow, it is completely okay. In fact, it is smart to ask them to slow down. I'm sorry, could you please speak a little more slowly? I'm still learning English. People will almost always be happy to help. Don't be embarrassed. Ask.
And this connects to a bigger point. It is okay to say, I don't understand. So many people, even advanced learners, are scared to admit they didn't understand something. But in travel, not understanding can cause real problems. So just say it calmly and clearly. I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you repeat it, please?
I didn't quite catch that. Such a natural phrase. Catch here means to hear and understand. I didn't catch what you said. It sounds much more natural than I didn't understand.
One more, and this is a big one. Is there anything you can do? This is what you say when you've explained your problem and you're waiting for a solution. I understand the hotel is full, but is there anything you can do? It's polite, it's direct, and it puts the responsibility back on the other person to help you.
These phrases are genuinely useful. Write them down. Save them on your phone. Because you never know when you'll need them, possibly at 10 p.m. on a random street with 11% battery.
Speaking from experience, Emma.
Always speaking from experience.
Okay, we've done hotel disasters, we've done language barriers, but we cannot do a travel episode without talking about the airport experience.
Oh no. You're going to tell the airport story, aren't you?
I'm telling the airport story.
Okay, go. I need to mentally prepare.
So, different trip, different disaster. I'm at the airport. I've got my bag, I've got my passport, I've got my boarding pass on my phone. Everything is fine. I am a competent adult traveler.
Famous last words.
Famous last words, yes. So I get to the security check and I put my bag on the conveyor belt, my shoes, my jacket, my little tray with my phone and my wallet, and I walk through the scanner and everything is fine. No beep, nothing. I'm feeling great.
Something is about to go wrong.
Everything is about to go wrong. So I'm collecting my things on the other side. I've got my shoes, I've got my jacket, I've got my phone, and then I look for my bag. And my bag is not there.
What?
It's not on the belt, it's not at the end, it's just gone. And I look up and I see two security officers standing next to the scanner, looking very serious, looking at a screen, looking at my bag on the screen.
Oh no.
So one of them waves me over and says, "Sir, is this your bag?" And I say, "Yes." And he says, "Could you tell me what's in here?" And I think, okay, I packed this bag myself at 5 a.m. this morning. What is in here? I have genuinely no idea.
The 5 a.m. packing situation is so relatable.
It really is. So they open my bag and they pull out a full-sized bottle of shampoo. Not travel size. A normal, large, definitely not allowed in hand luggage size bottle of shampoo.
James.
I know. I had completely forgotten it was in there. I'd packed in a rush, and there it is, my enormous shampoo sitting on the security table like a criminal.
What did they say?
The officer looks at me very seriously, very professionally, and he says, "Sir, this is too large." And I wanted to say, "Yes, I know, I can see that. This is a very large shampoo. You are absolutely correct." But instead, I just said, "I'm so sorry," about 15 times.
What happened to the shampoo?
They took it. It's gone. Somewhere in airport security, there is a bin full of people's oversized shampoo bottles, and mine is in there. I like to think they use them.
I like to think that too. Okay, that story's funny, but also, this is such a common thing that happens to travelers. The liquid rules at airports confuse so many people.
So many people. And the rules are different in different countries too, which makes it even more confusing.
Okay, so here's a practical tip for our listeners. In most airports, liquids in hand luggage must be under 100 milliliters, and they must be in a clear, resealable plastic bag. If you're not sure, always check. The airline website will have the rules.
Learn from my shampoo. That's today's lesson.
That should be the title of this episode. Learn from James' shampoo. Okay, I want to come back to something James touched on earlier. Language barriers, because I think this is something our listeners understand deeply. You are literally navigating a language barrier every day as English learners, and travel amplifies that.
Completely. And I think the most important thing to say, which I genuinely believe, is that attempting to speak someone's language, even badly, even just one word, makes a huge difference.
It really does. When you try, even a little, people respond so differently. It shows respect, it shows effort, and honestly, most people find it endearing rather than embarrassing.
Endearing, Endearing, means something that makes people feel warm and fond towards you. A small child trying to be helpful is endearing. A tourist trying to say thank you in the local language, even mispronouncing it, is endearing.
I remember being in a country once, and I tried to say the food is delicious in the local language, and I apparently said something that meant the floor is a fish.
The floor is a fish. Amazing.
But, and this is the point, they were kind about it. They didn't laugh at me, they didn't make me feel stupid. They appreciated the attempt, and that is the experience most people have when they try to use a foreign language.
Which is such an important thing for our listeners to hear, because I know that fear, the fear of speaking and getting it wrong, of saying something embarrassing, of being laughed at.
We all feel that, even in our own language sometimes. The fear of saying the wrong thing is universal.
But here's what I've learned, and this applies to English learners as much as it applies to me trying to ask for directions. The discomfort of trying and failing is always smaller than the regret of not trying at all.
That's actually beautiful, James.
I have my moments.
You really do. And I think that's such an important mindset for language learners. You will make mistakes. You will say things wrong. You might accidentally tell someone the floor is a fish.
Classic mistake.
But every single mistake is a step forward. Every attempt, no matter how imperfect, is practice. And practice is how you get better. That's how everyone gets better at everything.
Including travel. You get better at travel by traveling, especially when things go wrong. Okay, last vocabulary round. Let's do some more travel-related words and expressions that sound really natural in English.
First one, jet lagged. Jetlagged. After a long flight, especially across many time zones, your body gets confused about what time it is. You feel exhausted, disoriented, maybe a bit like a zombie. That feeling is called jet lag. And if you have it, you are jet lagged. I just arrived from a 15-hour flight and I am absolutely jet lagged.
Next, packed, as in the place was packed. This means extremely crowded, full of people. The airport was packed. The train was absolutely packed. There was nowhere to sit. Very common, very natural.
Next, overbooked. This is a travel word that causes a lot of stress. When a hotel or airline sells more seats or rooms than they actually have, it is overbooked. I'm sorry, the flight is overbooked. This unfortunately happens more than it should.
And connected to that, compensation. If something goes wrong due to the airline's or hotel's mistake, a canceled flight, an overbooked room, you are often entitled to compensation. That means money, vouchers, or another service given to you to make up for the problem. I asked for compensation and they gave me a free night's stay.
Knowing the word compensation and knowing you can ask for it is genuinely useful. Don't be afraid to ask.
And last, make the most of it. This is such a positive, practical phrase. When things don't go to plan, when your flight is delayed, when your hotel is wrong, when you end up in a hostel with a midnight ukulele player, you can choose to make the most of it. It means to find the best in a difficult situation, to enjoy what you can even when things aren't perfect.
Because honestly, the trips where everything went perfectly, you don't really remember those. The trips where everything went wrong and you survived, those are the stories you tell forever.
Like the shampoo, like the apartment building, like the mysterious, delicious food,
Like the floor being a fish.
like the floor being a fish. These are the memories.
Okay, challenge time. The Enhance Your English challenge for this episode. 3 things. Are you ready?
Ready.
Challenge 1, language challenge. Pick 3 phrases from today's episode and use them this week. Maybe there seems to be a problem. Maybe could you please speak more slowly? Maybe just I didn't quite catch that. Use them in real life or practice saying them out loud at home. Either counts.
Challenge 2, storytelling challenge. Think of a funny or memorable travel story from your own life. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Maybe you got lost, maybe you ordered the wrong food by accident, maybe something unexpected happened. Write it down in English, just a few sentences. Practice telling a story in English.
And challenge 3. This is a fun one. Comment below and tell us your travel disaster story or even just your funniest travel moment. We love reading your comments, and honestly, we read every single one. Your story might be funnier than James's shampoo.
Nothing is funnier than my shampoo story.
We'll let the comments decide.
Before we wrap up, one final thought for me. Travel teaches you things that no classroom can teach you. It puts you in real situations. It forces you to communicate with people you've never met, in places you've never been, sometimes in languages you barely know. And that is uncomfortable, and it is also extraordinary.
Beautifully said. And I think the same is true of learning English. It takes you out of your comfort zone. It asks you to try things you're not sure about, to say words out loud and hope they come out right. And sometimes, like James's directions, they don't come out exactly right. But you keep going.
You keep going. Because the alternative, staying silent, staying in your comfort zone, never trying, that's not a life. That's not growth.
And you, our listeners, the fact that you show up here every episode to learn and to listen and to grow, that is not small. That is courage in the most quiet and ordinary and real way.
We're proud of you. Genuinely.
Okay, I'm getting emotional. Let's do the outro before I start crying.
Let's go. That's a wrap on today's episode of Enhance Your English. Thank you so much for being here.
If this episode made you laugh or cringe or both, please leave us a comment. Tell us your travel disaster story or just say hi. We love hearing from you from all over the world.
And if you learned something new today, even one word, even one phrase, please hit that like button. It genuinely helps more people find this channel and learn English for free.
Subscribe if you haven't already. We have new episodes coming regularly, all designed to help you learn real, natural English through real conversations.
And share this episode with someone who loves travel or someone who needs a laugh today. Be that person for them.
Go check out our previous episodes too. We've covered so many great topics, and there's something for everyone over there.
Until next time, travel safely, pack your liquids correctly,
Double check your hotel booking.
And maybe, just maybe, learn how to say, "Where is the museum?" before you leave the house.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.